2 mount
Right, here we go.
possibilities.
There's the back. Bringing it up. That's not bad. Okay.
Wrath of Unchained.
So you can hear me. Alrighty, so
Unchained.
what are we going to
I am ready, Thrall. Let's do this. It
do?
is
We
done.
need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black
I
hardware.
suggest you
It's
kill
got Mr.
Thrall and
Glynn's
take the
cruel
coin.
mistress.
Could I use that in future raids and one-shot bosses with it?
Bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on?
Cash.
Thank you
I
for the
can take
follow.
some
Good
cash.
to see you. Welcome on in.
Who?
Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking
Timeless one.
red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Sorry, I'm ready, Thrall. Oh.
Seek safety there when the fight becomes too intense.
The Emerald Dream.
Go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth.
Is that the coin from Hearthstone?
Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They
His
can be-
head is
If you
big.
watch the old flamenco guys,
The tongue movement.
They go on.
Right.
It is time.
So it's all
It
good.
is time.
Everything to bind
They are doing it.
will never be undone.
Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up. That's not too bad.
We did it. We have defeated the Cataclysm.
Welcome, guys and girls. How you doing?
Well,
We are live.
indeed.
Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can. What is happening? Are we well? Am I clear enough?
Alright.
Am I echoing?
Thank you guys.
Am
Now.
Dull?
Oh.
I'm hearing demons
Dagger,
in the background.
polearm.
Ooh, okay. We might have a little bit of...
Okay. No mounts.
Try now. How's that? Is that better? Is that better, Terry? Test 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're hearing that better? Better. Good. Okay. We did have the desktop audio running, and it seemed to have, echoed things or something. Anyway, good news. The news that every luthier wants to hear. Your nuts have arrived. So we are able to finish Aurora, which is the model name for this L6 on the workbench. We're going to put a nut in her, down that end. I'm going to balance this camera so it doesn't fall. There we go. We're going to cut a little nut slot, measure out a new nut for this guy and position it in place. Let's get that nut out and let's get going. Without further ado. A bag of bone, ox bone, cow bone, whatever you want to call it. Nut. We don't use, obviously, beware nuts. That's it. I have a delay. Yeah, there might be a bit of a delay. I don't know. Anyway, we're good on our frame rate. Everything's looking okay. Look at that guy. New nut. Let's see how she fits. Let's loosen this guy up. Loosen all these guys off. Goodness gracious me. I've just unscrewed this little guy here. What have we got there? Little Phillips head. Let me just fix that up. One of the locking screws that holds the tuner in is just, or the tuner peg head. There we go. I'll check those in a little while. Okay, back to it. So we've got these strings loose. We'll pick them out like so. We don't need to do anything else other than to lift them aside like so. Take the temporary nut down there, temporary little shelf there. We've got a new nut that goes right across there, and it's good to go. We can measure that guy up and get him sized properly. Okay, I think that's high enough. I hope that's high enough. It looks pretty good. Let's get a pencil on there and see how we go. Measuring the profile. It's almost at the top. We don't have much room at all, but we do have a couple of millimeters to cut out. This won't take much time at all because it is a deep pocket in here. So it's nice and deep, but we do have a lot of height there, so we've got enough to make that fit just right. I'm going to measure out the edges. So let's measure out the edges here. Just going to measure where I want that edge of the fretboard to go. And on this side as well. Okay, it gives us about 1/16 of an inch on either side. So it's a really wide neck, and it's a really wide, it's almost using the entire nut. Now what we can do is space this guy up. I need to line up one of the strings firstly, so I want to make sure these strings are lined up correctly. Because of the extra width there, we want to make sure that we're lined up well enough. So let's just move some of these over. The important thing is to get the E string on here and lined up with where it needs to be from the perspective of that pickup magnet. There we go. We want that to be around about there. That's pretty good. I'm going to put a mark there. A little bit further. About there. And the last one, back these off a little bit more. Just going to take this E string, the bass E string, over and see where that needs to go. About there. And now that we've marked it, we've got the bass end, the treble end, and now we can space the other 4 strings evenly in between. So let's move this guy away. Actually, I'll pop him down here. Just for a moment, get him out of the way. And we're going to get our little magic ruler out and measure where these guys need to go. This sheet away. There. let's grab our little fret slot rule. It's got a whole bunch of graduations there. You can see pre-marked spacings for different nut sizes and neck sizes and what have you. Let's catch up with the chat. Dana's in the house and Terry's here. Welcome on in, guys and girls. Dana, I hope you've finished your folding. 2X is here. 2X, good to see you. Was that the Manny Paul? Yes, that was the Manny Paul. Good to see you guys. Welcome on in. Leslie's here too. Leslie, how are you? I'm just going to say hello to everyone that's here in there. That's the mob. Willie's here as well. Willie! Neck work. Almost neck work. We are doing some nut work, as they say in the trade. Let's go back to the nut. Now, we've got halfway for this string. We've got halfway for this string. That's the bass end. That's the treble end. Let's marry up the bass and treble end here and see how far down or how far apart we need to get these guys lined up. Now, I've got some predefined lengths and spaces here, and that's a little bit on the wide side. We've got to go down further. That's just about there. That looks like it. Indeedy, it does. I'm going to go one down further. That's more like it. Okay, that's perfect. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, that's no good. Sorry. Too many. Gotta go wider. Let's try again. What do we got here? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That's the one. Okay, that's the one. There. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got them. 6 of the best. Righto, let's give that a go and see what comes out of that. We don't need to do too much to this guy. Very, very quick cuts. We should be able to get this guy sorted in no time. So let's get back to this guy here. Pop it in our little vise, little baby guy vise, which is little but powerful, little but mighty. When you're a baby guy, you're small but tough. Okay, that's tightly put in there. Let's grab our little magical files and our music nomad files. And we need to start off by a number. Give me a number, Terry. What's the first one in the... Let's go from the little ones on. Oh, you've already listed the whole lot. You've gone backwards. The lotto numbers. Don't forget to get your ticket. And it's written backwards. Very funny. We're starting at 42, are we? Hello, hello. Barney of the Rubble. We'll go with 10. How you doing, Barn? Good to see you. Let's go. We're going to score this guy right on that line. Get a start, have a look. Yes, that's good. Okay, that's pretty much there. Next one. Next number. 13. Do we need a mask? No, we don't need a mask. It's very, very minute. I think we're okay, Leslie. We don't need a mask here. Very, very small. We will if we sand, as we sand it on the sander just to round that corner off. I'll get a mask, but at the moment I'm just going to score. I'm barely cutting it a millimetre. There's hardly any dust kicking up. There's none at all actually. So I'll skip the mask for now. But I will get one on when I sand this guy. Okay, that's just about there as well. Just going to go deeper on the other side. They're dropping away because of the headstock angle. Next! $17. Just checking. It's all good. We could wear a mask. But it's a bit, we're going to wear one in a minute, I think. Very nice. As you can see, we don't need much, guys and girls. We don't need much at all. Next. 24? Are we at 24? We are. It's been a while. About there. Next. 32. Seebliz in the house. What is happening? The man is here. The legend that is Seebliz. I'm assuming it's a man. I could be wrong. I don't mean to offend. But if you're offended, it says more about you than me. That's okay. That's another story. Getting the big guns on now for the last two. There we go. Lucky last 42. Is it 42, Terry? B. Bumstead, Marky Mark. What's going on? Have you weighed that? I'm about to weigh it. 4 kilo. Yeah, it's probably about 8 or 9 pounds. It's a pretty beefy one. It is a little bit on the heavy side, but having said that, I'm going to weigh it. We'll weigh it. It could be 10 pounds. It could be a 9-pounder. More than 4 kilos. Who knows? Let's go for the last one here. Okay. They're marked somewhat. 17, 24. There we go. Now I'm going to put a mask on. I'm just going to shape that guy, round over that corner, and we're going to just round that and get these guys breaking away at the right angles. We need to break the fall away towards the pins, because going straight and bending on a sharp corner. So we want this slot on this side, which is facing the heads, the tuners, to break away at angles. So big angle, smaller angle, nearly straight, bigger angle, like a fan. So what we want to do now first is get rid of this corner here, trim these edges here and there, and then we'll double check that fitting and smooth that off. So now I need a mask. I will quickly put on a mask. It's only for a brief period. I'll put this one on. Let me go and do that. Put some glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Right. All right, what we want to do now is grab that guitar and realign that nut slot and check the height. Let me grab my sheet up here, protect the body. Let's get that LP back in here. Quick Smart! Get it in there, Quick Smart. Let's get the, who else is in the house? Leslie's here. Oh, yeah, that's Sleepley's. Okay, cool. Here we go. Right, let's pop that guy in here and see what the fit's like. Before we polish this guy up, we're just doing a rough fit at the moment, checking it out. We have to do the break angles in a minute, and we will. Well, that's looking really good. Game. Lift thy game. What is going on here? Under there. going to tighten those up. Doesn't matter if it's not in tune, I just want to make sure it's lined up nicely. It looks pretty good. Spacing's not bad. Very nice. Okay, that's really good. Spacing's awesome. So that's pretty good, and it's nice and low too. Really nice low action. Really, really nice and low. That's pretty good. Pretty good. It actually can go a little bit lower. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this nut off now and just break. You can see the angles there that I'm talking about here. You can see the break angle. See how the ones on the end tend to break away, so it's straight down here and then it goes boop. So we want the slot to go that way as well. We want the slot to move in that direction as well if we can. So what we're going to do is take the nut off and just guide with a file. Loosen these guys up again. Pull that nut out. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to now angle those guys a little bit away, and we're going to polish this guy up. So let's pop this guitar further back here. And what we'll do is we'll grab our little working board, this guy here. Let's grab our files. And what I want to do is... Maui Lin! What is going on? Aloha! Welcome on in. Let's grab our files. So we'll do them in order. Start with the 10. Just going to run that outside edge down the face a little bit and breaking away slightly to help that transition. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Next one, 13. A little bit of a breakaway, like so. And then the next guy, 17. Almost straight. Like so. And then 24. Breaking away the other way now. Nice little breakaway. Nice. And the next one, which is 32. Little breakaway as well. You can see that little breakaway just there. You can just see them little prongs just breaking away at a very slight angle, just to help that string sit in the right tension and not be over tensed, over stressed. This guy. It's a big one to the near side. 42. Wonderful. We're good to go. Good to go. Sits nicely. Sits very nicely in there. Okay. Let's get this guy lined up again. Before we do that, let's polish this nut up. We'll polish this guy first. So Terry, we're up to the polishing doobie whackers now. So can you give me some numbers that have something to do with sand, paper, values? I've got them all here. Let's start with the usual suspect. What do we got? 1,500. Tom's in the house. 1,500. Just catching up with the chat. Mario's here too. Mario, good to see you as well. Tom, how you doing? All right. Let's get this guy polished up. Just going to run the edge down into these crevices here. Next. $1,800. Done. Next. Silver Ghost. Done. Next. Baby Poo Brown. 2,400? Is that what we're doing? 3,200? What is it? 3,200, I'm sure. Let me catch up with my chat because it's sort of run away from me and 11 new messages that I hadn't seen. 3,200. Starting to shine. Very nice. Next. Are we up to Lisa yet? Teal. 4,000? No. Red wine. Time for wine. Of course, how can I forget? Time for wine. Here it is. Very nice. Next. Now it's time for Lisa. 4,000. Slow news day. Well, that's the reason I don't watch the news anymore, because there's nothing new that they're telling me. Half of it's made up, and the other half is complete BS. Trying to make something out of nothing, sell a story, and everybody swallows it like it's factual. The news, just a bunch of actors, all synchronized with a message to keep the masses programmed. Isn't that right? But that's a discussion for another time. Does that deserve a rant emote, Terry? Am I slowly getting a rant emote? Whee! Politics are crappy everywhere, Tom. There's no good politics anywhere in the world because they all sing off the same sheet. And the sooner people realise that, the sooner we can disconnect from politicians and just get on with running our own lives, because we have the authority over ourselves. Okay, what do we got? Blue. No, what am I up to? Green? Blue. No, purple. What happened to Dana? We're going to do Dana 6,000 first. I must have just missed it because I'm a doofus. You love a good rant. Oh, look, I've got 1,000 rants because I'm sick of the moron, incompetent buffoons that claim to be politicians and your masters and saviours. Please. 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 That's shining like a diamond. Can you see the shininess? It's starting to shine like a diamond. You might be, there we go, you can see some of the shine coming up now. Okay, what's after that? Blue. Blue. Let's get blue going. My favourite colour. So shiny. Lisa, I've got to say, I cracked up earlier on when I was reviewing the last stream's video. We were talking about Leroy, poor old Leroy, who's no longer with us. But God, it was funny what happened to Van Walen with that fish. The way he was sucked into going in the water to look for him, and he just pops up somewhere else going, heh. What a terrible fish. What a little bugger. But I laughed my socks off. It was very, very humorous. I like shiny sassafras. Shiny sassafras is good. The final beautiful satin grey grit of 12,000. There we go. Nice and polished, nice and shiny, like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Okay, it's clean enough. It's sweet. He stripped down to get in after Leroy. See, that's the funniest thing I've heard. I would have loved to have just heard that by a campfire. That's a good campfire story, that one. With everyone around, having a cup of eggnog and pissing ourselves laughing at the vision of what you just described. Imagine getting done over by a fish. Hilarious. Sassafras, whisper when you say it. That's right. It's important. Let's put the shiny things away. And we get this nut back on now, right? And check this thing. Okay. Let's get back to up here. Let's go high. High again. Excuse the vertigo. While we get up here. Nice and high. Let me just fix that camera. There we go. That's fixed. Let's get that straightened up a bit. There we go. Let's get this guy down. Alrighty. Nut. Need to glue that guy in place. First things first, okay? Got to glue him in place. So let's do that. Double check the alignment. I always double check things and triple check things. Call me paranoid. Call me anything. Just don't call me Shirley. But I always check things. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. Okay. Get some glue in here. Super glue. Da 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 da. Super glue. Epilepsy. Yes, I should have a warning, Tom, that comes with a warning that comes with every stream. If you suffer from epilepsy, we have frequent flashing lights. A couple of dabs of glue on this guy. Let me break off. It's caked on it. The nozzle. There we go. That's just broken that. Doesn't need much. Just a couple of drops on either end. Enough to settle this guy in place. Right there. Hold it there. Count to 30 for me, Tom. We're good. Now, we string her up, we test her out. One thing I've got to do is clean something up. Clean up a little bit of overspill. I've got some acetone here, which gets rid of, with nail polish remover, which gets rid of super glue. I've got a little dollop of super glue on the top here that I've smeared accidentally. So I'm going to rub that clean. Just enough on the top to clean that nut. There we go. That's good. And that'll evaporate nicely. We're all in place and ready to go. Let's string her up. Let's tune her up. Let's sound check this girl one more time for the last time. Okay. Up we go, guys and girls. In we go. Okay, lined up beautifully. Looks good. Looking good. Spacing's nice. Action's good. Rightio. Tuner in my pocket. Right here. Let's tune this baby up. Sound check. Rage, what's going on? How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome on in. What's going on, Ragey boy? We've just put a new nut in this guy, Rage. So we've got a new nut in this guy right there. We've got the action all set up reasonably low. Can probably get tuned a little bit lower, but we just want to get this guy with that new nut sound checked, respaced. It is a wider neck, and we wanted to just get the right fitting nut in there. All good to go. Let's get the amp out. Let's plug it in. Let's have a listen. Make sure that that thing is not buzzing or making anything funny, doing any funny business. Let me turn on the lamp so I can see what I'm doing and where I'm going. It's under the storeroom. My practice amp. My test amp. Yeah. Right. Boink, 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 boink. Need to bring it down here so I can reach. Okay. 60 watts. 60 watts of untethered power. Not really. It's and we've got to put some strap buttons in. I've got some strap buttons delivered as well, Terry. You'll be glad to know. There we go. Let's just tune this and let's give this a strum. See how we go. That's the neck pickup. It's quite chimey. It's really, really nice. And I can't remember how to play Stairway, to tell you the truth. I hadn't played it since I was about 10. So I sort of remember some of the chords, but I don't really play it. But these are the Mr. Glynn's PAF 59s. They're really nice and authentic sounding. This is a mixture between bridge and neck. And of course the bridge. That's clean. We'll pump a little bit of gain through it, just a touch. Let's see what that does to it. Still stretching. That's the bridge. Feeding back already. It's a nice vintage sounding, typical LP, breaks up nicely. The cat in the lap, that's what we like to see. That's what we call the objective of a sound check. The objective of a sound check is to get the cat jumping. Sheepa, thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. So that sounds pretty good. I'm happy with that model. That's our Aurora. We are now going to be producing this, and I've got some news for you guys and girls. This guy here, whilst the prototype, and it's got its faults, you know, with second tier type timbers. We are producing one coming up right up very, very soon, as soon as we get further into that acoustic. And that one's going to be through an old Vox. I've got an old Vox upstairs, Sheepa. I've got an AC30, and it would, on the gain, on the treble gain channel there, it would sound amazing. So what we're going to do, and Dana, hold on to your socks. Yeah, everything does. That's right, Rage. We're going to have a mahogany body like this guy. We're going to go maple binding, and we've got a purple heart cap with gold hardware. We're doing a purple heart cap. I've got a floors don't matter. Yeah, floors matter. I mean, that's why I made it. It was a prototype. It's reasonably heavy. It's not heavy to the point where I can't hold it up with one hand, but I mean, there's weight there, and that's probably why it resonates so well. Look, it's probably I don't know, 7-pounder, 3.5 kilos, maybe 4, maybe an 8-pounder at worst. I'm going to weigh that later, and I'll report back. But Dana, we've got a big slab of 3/4 inch slab of purple heart. And we're going to combine, that cap's going to be carved purple heart. We're going to have a similar neck, Aussie rosewood, ebony, and we're going to go mahogany and maple binding with a gold theme for the purple heart. I think it's going to be stunning. Yeah, weight equals sustain with proper wood. It does, man. But, it's all about playability too, Tom. I chamber these guys just to take some of that weight out. But I still believe in a nice meaty spine through the middle there. We need that, A, for balance. It's a bit bottom heavy. You can see that's dropping a little bit, but it doesn't sit bad. It doesn't sit badly like that. Okay, it'll just tilt to about there. So, but this way it's very heavy up this end compared to this end. But that's okay. That's how it is. That's how these things are. They're all different. But that's the model that I'm going to run, and that now model is officially known as the L6 Aurora. So L6 for a Les Paul Take 6-string. There is an opportunity to make a 7-string version. I probably wouldn't in this shape, but there is a 7-string version that we have. Why the thick heel on the headstock? The volute, as I call it. Yes, it is a thick volute. I always like to have that what I call gun trigger volute. It is heavy because a lot of the tension, and if you look at a lot of the Gibsons, they break right there. They don't have a volute, but I've put a big volute in there. It looks like an acoustic sort of headstock, but the reason I do that is because I don't use scarf joints. I use a 3-piece laminate for the headstock, and I want to put a volute in there just to give it a bit more strength at that really pressure point there. So that's how I do them. That's my design. I also change the heel thicknesses and alignments. Sometimes they're a lot rounder. They come up to here, and I don't like the big round heels. I take it down to about 1/4 inch to about 1/3 of an inch at most. Very, very slim line. It feels better in the hand. There's less sharpness there when you're playing up high. Sometimes I even round over that corner and make it blend into that back so that it's even more rounder in the palm for those guys that request it, that play up here all the time. But that's how we do it. Latino, what is going on? Latigo. Well, there you go. Latigo Smith. The grain is amazing. You like that? That's a nice ribbon grain, isn't it? That's a beautiful ribbon grain. And we've also got, and that's wipe on poly. That's not sprayed on. I just hand wiped that. I wanted a gloss, but I wanted to look reasonably natural, not too plasticky. It just gives it a nice sheen without it going glassy. I'm getting blinded. It's got that sort of worn look to it, if you like. Again, I can polish this up with a bit of buff and buff that up even higher. But it is a nice grain. We love this model. We're going to make a purple heart cap version of that soon. And the time is now that we should return to the neck for that guy. So let me put this guy away. I just love the fact that LP copy sounds really fat. It's got that fat PAF 59, mahogany Gibson sound that you're used to. Was never one of my favorite tones, but it's different when you hear it in person, I think, to when you hear sort of demos of it. I think when you hear it, yeah. Have you seen Martin's Celebration guitar for their 3 millionth guitar? No. Does it look impressive, or is it just a average looking guitar? I would make it the same as the 1940s first model that they came out with. 300 grand. Tell them they're dreaming. That's my response to that. Tell them they're dreaming. No, of course it's a masterpiece, I bet. And yes, a very famous company as well, and a very famous. It's something else. It would be. I've got to check it out. Rage, you need to find me a picture and put it on the Discord. That's what you need to do. Let's get back to the bench and I'll show you what we've done so far on this guy here. So we've got a neck, right? Here's our neck template. This is our fretboard, rosewood fretboard, abalone dots. Okay, we have abalone dots, rosewood fretboard. This is for the acoustic that we're making, this guy up here. This is our headstock shape. You can see the variation. And of course, this is our neck, our multi-laminated neck, the way I make acoustic necks and glued in set necks is this way. So we have our truss rod. Sometimes I pop the truss rod out the back and into the body of the acoustic so we can adjust it from the sound hole. This one's going this way because I've got a particular joint I want to create using a new tenon and mortise jig that I've got. We've got the headstock laminated 3 pieces here. I could cut a scarf joint, flip that over, but it wouldn't leave me much room for a volute. So what I've done is I've glued that, doubled up the thickness of that guy and a little bit for the tip. And I'm going to lay this 15-degree headstock like so, right across those laminates. And there's going to be enough room there for a nice chunky volute right at that break point where we always have the issue. Of course, the rest of it is pretty straightforward. 25.5-inch scale. We're going to cut away here. We're going to curve that guy. We're going to put a nice little heel on that guy. It has got a slight angle, roughly, I'd say 3 to 4 degrees, which is basically the angle of the body, the top coming down onto from the back, which is 5 inches thick, to the front, which is 4.5 to 4 3/5 or something, just a little bit over 4.5. And that angle, that gradient, has got to be matched in the tenon joint here so that the neck drops slightly to align the fretboard with the slope of the top it's meant to be flush with. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to start looking at marking this guy out and cutting some sections away from this and starting to get this guy shaped. We've got the important thing done, and that is this guy here. We've got this guy here done, which is the truss rod. We've kept it parallel, we've kept the thickness, used the router on there, got a nice channel in there. We don't need to do anything more there. What we do need to do there is start marking out where things are going to go. So let's start by lining this guy up and getting these marks validated again. So here we have our nut. Where's that pencil gone? There we go. Our nut thickness is right there. We've got that. Beautiful. We've got the end of our neck right here. And the other end right there. We're going to draw this guy, profile this guy to there without the volute. The actual cutting line is 2 millimeters below that because there is a laminate of about an 16th of an inch. So I need a straight edge, and I need to correct that line. Of course, I will plane that. I always do it just slightly thicker, a millimeter or so thicker than I need to, so I can plane that accordingly and straighten that out and get that to the right thickness, etc. Right there. Nice and dark. Okay. That's the end piece there. Let's go to the bottom. Right up to here. Okay, grab our volute template. Get this right. There we go. Right there. That's added a 1/4 inch there. Just enough to give it a nice strong joint through there under tension from those strings on the headstock. That's where all the Gibsons break, and we don't want broken guitars. So we do it this way. Let's get this right. This guy's lined up. It's got a nice taper. There's the arch for that guy. Cut around that shape down to there. There'll be a heel added on there in ebony later, or rosewood, something a little bit contrasting to this blackwood, this Tasmanian blackwood neck. There it is. Okay, we need to cut this side. What I do need to do though, of course, is double up and get this side married over as well. So we repeat the process on this side and get those two sides lined up. There we go. That's good. Volute time. Rest of the neck. Wunderbar. And we leave the back for now. We need to cut these sections out here. We need to cut this headstock very, very importantly. Cut that off first. We're going to use our Japanese saw to draw a straight cut through there. Going to get rid of this guy. Sorry for a second, I just need to get this guy up. There we go. Put that guy away. We're going to cut this guy. Get some angles going here. Indeedy. All right. That's going to be perfect right there. Going to clamp this guy up. Terry, how many clamps do we need? Lots. Hundreds and thousands even. Let's catch up with the chat for a minute. What do we got in the chat? Sleeper, thanks for the follow earlier on. Welcome on in. Good to see you, new people. Shinto nearly. It is Shinto time. Shinto saw. Draw saw. What do we got? I'm a delightful fellow. Maui Lin, you are a delightful lass. So thank you very much. Oh, that's interesting, man. In the old Kalamazoo, no, that's Memphis. Kalamazoo's in Michigan, isn't it? Was there a Kalamazoo factory? I think there was. I can't remember. Tom, I would go and find a piece of quarter sawn or a piece of dressed timber and just cut it. You will love it. Yes, it was. I thought it was. Okay, cool. You will love it, Tom. I'm telling you now, man. There is nothing better than using a Shinto. Let's clamp this baby up. So, get another one in the back there. I like it to be nice and rigid. Let's switch that camera back. An hour away from Kalamazoo. Terry, you've got to drop in there and do a tour of it. Do they still do tours? Do they still do tours of the factory? Do they even use the factory? Tom, is Kalamazoo still even open? Or is it just the head office? Is it even part of Gibson anymore? Have they closed Kalamazoo down completely? What's going on? Tell me. I need to know. My ripping saw, this guy here. I've got the amp in the way, so it's a bit fiddly. Okay. So this guy here, ladies and gents, is what I love to use to cut these things. I think it's just the corporate office. Okay, cool. They're probably keeping it as closed its Kalamazoo plant and relocated its operation to Nashville on June 84. Yeah, and not to mention everywhere else around the world as well. So I'm going to take a straight cut straight through here. It's just on the outside edge. So outside the edge of that, just outside it, wider than we need it to be, but we do shave that down. I just need to make a straight cut through here. I'll take this corner first, I think. Little cuts for the straight edge, the ripping edge. They're big teeth, so I've got to get it to bite first. Like so. And then I can get some leverage. Okay, we want to come straight down here. We want to come straight down there. Right there, like so. I've got these laminates here, and I've got a good guide with that glue line, so I know I'm going straight. I need another clamp, just to give it a bit more oomph. I need a big clamp. Terry, I need a big clamp. This guy. If I can get that son of a gun down there, yes I can. Okay. It's going to give me a bit more stability, a bit less rockiness. That's good. Okay, let's get going. Slowly and slowly we work at it. We don't we take our time. We take our time. Use this big guy and get a nice cut through there. Just line those two up. Spot on, that's going to work nicely. Cutting away nicely, that's good. This guy might be able to rip through now that we've got that guideline there. See if I can get that guy to rip right through there. No, it's still a little bit shallow. Got to keep cutting. Okay, now we're getting through there. Looking good. good. Rotate that a little bit, give me a little bit more hand space. Put that out at an angle. There we go. Ooh. Damn it. Damn it. Come on, get in there. That's it. Go up. Straight cut down here. That camera's playing up. Let me just sort that out. Stop it. Okay. Cutting across there. We're halfway through. Up to the meat. Okay, we're almost halfway through. We should rip through now. Whew. Flip it over. Cut the rest of that guy off. Okay. Come on, get in there. broken off there just from the other thin veneer. It's playing a bit stubborn. There we go. It's getting warm in here. I'll just take this top off. Keep slicing. Marry up this side now with the original side. Okay, let's cut through this. Tighten it up. Whew. We're almost joined here through the other side. Okay, now just got to cut through that middle bit and we'll just take this piece off. Alrighty, on the home stretch. Come on, man. Getting jammed. Come on, almost there. Almost there. Woo! Nearly there. Whew. Just about through. The important thing is to take our time and get that line as straight as possible. We don't want to cut it bent or too, too crappy. We need to be accurate as we can, and then we can plane it down to the right thickness and the right shape. But it helps to have a decent, properly or decently cut original, profile. That's what we're trying to do here. Just attack it from both sides nice and slowly. Get this guy done where it should be done. Okay. Turn this way. Have I got any room here? It's a little bit tight. Almost there. Flip it up and just slice that off. Let's see if I can get this guy sliced off this way. Just going to butter it off now. Whew. Bloody hot. It's hard work. Hand sawing this hardwood. Okay. So we've got this guy down here, and we want to slice through there. That's accurate, that's good. Getting there. And there we have the angle of the headstock. Nice and straight. Not too bad. There's a bit of a bump there. We plane that now. We plane that down and we get that nice and flat. We then cut away here, get on the sander and get that transition done. And that's what we're going to do in the next stream. But that girl's done. That's the first big cut there. The rest I'm going to do on the bandsaw. The reason I don't do that on the bandsaw is because there is a little bit of waver on the bandsaw and I don't want it to dig in and take away the thickness. So I hand cut that. That's not bad for hand cut. I don't have the proper setup here, so it is a little bit of a struggle from time to time. But you can see where this truss rod goes. Straight in there. And we'll have a little cover for the access cavity there to get to the truss rod. So next time we come in, we'll have this cut away and we'll have the shape mainly roughed out and we'll put peg heads in here, holes for the peg heads. We'll also put in, get the profile done, get ready for the fretboard to go on, which is this guy here. Ooh. That guy there, right? So that's what we've got going. Okay. That's eventually what you're going to see there. Now, for those that haven't seen the guitar body that we're making, it's this guy up here, matching with the head, with the neck. It's Tasmanian blackwood. You can see that's quite a nice. I'll show you the finish with that for those that haven't seen it. I know that I bang on about this wood, but it's some of the most beautiful guitar tone wood I've ever seen. I need to show you the color of this thing. Sorry, but I have to show you the color of this thing. Okay, so when that girl's oiled, that's what you're going to get. Fantastic figure in that guy. Awesome figure, satiny, and the sides match as well. So that's going to be a ripper when we get to do that. But that's me for today, guys and girls. Thank you very much for being here. I've got to run, but I really appreciate you guys being here. It was a lot of fun today. Thank you for dropping in. And thanks to Hydrate. Mario, I've got to have a drink, but it's in the other room. I'll do that after the show. I'm going to go have a nice cold drink right now. Where are my glasses so I can see what's going on? Thank you very much for being here. Cheers, big ears, of course. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it, as always. I'm going to hydrate for you. Willie won't go. Manny is better than me. I've used a bandsaw in the past to cut a sandwich in half. Ha! Ha ha. Or the Gorilla Glue is really working. The Gorilla Glue is pretty good, but it's all good. Whew. It's my little workout for this afternoon. I plan to have a relaxing Friday. It is Friday here. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it's still Thursday night there. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday, which is what day, Terry? Your Sunday. So only a couple of days away. I'll be back then. And what we'll do is we will continue with this baby guy. And I also want to show you the veteran Telecaster. We want to shape the edges now. We've cut the cavities out in that guy and we want to get that guitar back to that little old muso. And he's 90 years old and he wants to finish building his first Telecaster. So we'll round the corners for him, send the neck back fitted for him, and he can put it all together, which will be great. Anyway, have a great weekend, guys and girls. I'll see who's on. Orby with a raid. Thank you, Ray. Orby, I didn't realize. My apologies and thank you for raiding. I appreciate you, man, as always. And what we'll do is I'm going to quickly have a look and see who's on. If anyone knows anyone that's on that we should raid, let's do that. If you don't know anyone, I will find someone. Let's have a quick look at my thing. Who's on? Is anyone on? Orby, good on you, mate. I appreciate you, man. I'm sorry I didn't see you earlier on. Let's see who's on. What have we got? Following. I always look at my followers, who I follow. Who's on? Jonathan on, Crafty Ria. Matt Suarez is on. I'm tired. He's playing games. Jonathan on. I'm going to go to Jonathan on. He's a muso. He's a good pianist. Just for the hell of it. Do we know anyone else that's on? Probably not. Rage, are you streaming? He's probably not. Raid. Jonathan. If you want to hear some good piano music, hang out and catch up with Jonathan. How do I spell his name? Jonathan. Jonathan on. Go. Alrighty, that's me done. I'll see you next week. Sorry, not next week. on Monday or your Sunday or whatever day it is that wherever you are. Have a great time, guys and girls. Thank you very much for being here. Catch you then. Bye for now.